Are you worried that you're sharing too many details in your relationship?
Want to know a healthy way how to go about building trust in your relationship? If so, stay tuned. Woo! Hi, I'm Josiah.
And I'm Bethany.
Welcome to One True Pair,
the not so common sense guide to godly relationships. So today we're talking about emotional boundaries and when it's appropriate to share certain details with the person you're dating. So this goes back to a timing issue in communication. And there's an appropriate time when you're supposed to share certain details with someone. And this doesn't look the same for every couple because God doesn't write the same story for every couple. But I think there's a wisdom in not sharing every single detail about yourself immediately. Sometimes it may feel like the wrong time, and if it feels like the wrong time, it probably is. So we need to be able to listen to our conscious and what our gut feeling says. If it says, maybe this isn't the right time to share something, listen to that and be attentive and say, you know what, even though I want to share this with them, I'm going to wait until we're further in our relationship and I know that this person is someone that I want to share this with.
I think really an important part of that is trust in a relationship. I mean, think about it this way. The deep things that are, going on with you, you want to be honest about those to the person, but only to somebody who's actually going to be trustworthy with that. You want to be careful that the person that you're sharing these details with isn't somebody who's going to throw it back in your face as soon as there's a disagreement or in some form or fashion is going to use these things against you. There has to be a level of trust in the relationship where it's wise to share kind of the more intimate things about oneself with the other person. There's this emotional intimacy that is really also has like an appropriateness level for where you are in a relationship. One thing I did want to touch on too was the difference between bluntness and honesty. I think a lot of people aim for honesty and eventually arrive at bluntness in not necessarily honoring the other person with something that may be true about them, but that is also potentially hurtful in the way that's packaged. You need to be honest in your relationship and true to what's going on, what's on your mind, what's on your heart. You need to be honest and true to that, but you also kind of need to filter that through, is this appropriate to share with where we are in a relationship? And even then, if yes, is there a wise way of sharing this with the other person that's honoring to everybody involved? It's important when you're communicating to remember honor, to remember grace when you're sharing when you're sharing stuff with the other person. It doesn't have to injure the other person, to be honest, right?
Right, because if you love someone, you're going to tell them the truth, but you're not going to say it in a way that hurts them. So if I see that Josiah has something in his teeth, which he doesn't.
I mean,
but if I see that he does, I'm not going to say, oh, you're disgusting, you have something in your teeth, because there's no reason to be a jerk to the person that you love. Because if you care about someone, you're not going to treat them poorly. You're going to care about them with love, and obviously with bigger issues, you may have to approach it. If someone isn't willing to accept something, you may have to be a little bit more blunt with them and be like, hey, this is what's going on. But you still don't approach it in a way that is hurtful to them. So in conclusion, to make this practical, as you continue dating someone, it should seem more natural to share personal details with them. And as you keep dating them, you'll slowly start sharing more and more to build that trust so that you know where you stand with them and if it's an appropriate time to share details with them.
Hopefully you got something valuable out of this episode. If you did, share this video with your friends and families' family, hopefully. Okay, maybe I'm going to say this again. Feel free to hit that subscribe button and join the OTP fam. Join us next week for our next episode. And we'll see you then. Woo!